All right, Lego Star Wars Kid 12345 is asking, I want to start investing in Lego. Where should I start? That's an awesome question. And I would say Lego Star Wars is the absolute best place to start. And also anything from the Lego Superheroes line. Reason I say that is Lego Star Wars has been around since 1999, and everything from that line has gone up in value. It's been fantastic from an investing standpoint. If you're going to invest, you buy the boxes and you don't open them. If you open them, they immediately go down in value a lot. However, when you think about other themes, typically if it's not a licensed theme, it doesn't go up in value as much. You're not as safe. Now, some sets will. I know there's been some city stuff that's still real popular and has gone up in value. Some castles that do, some big pirate ships, that kind of stuff. But overall, like if you think about power miners from 2009, if you go back now and try to get those in a box on Bricklink or eBay or whatever, you can actually probably get them for less than what they were when they were on the shelves in store, or about the same. So they're not really, people don't want them anymore. They've either decided to buy them then, and they've moved on to the stuff that's out now. So, like Agents, Lego Agents came out 3 or 4 years ago. Those aren't really going up in value. But the Star Wars stuff from that time are. They still are. People still want that stuff. And modular stuff is usually very good, but it's pricier. Usually the big stuff will go up in value because it was bigger and more expensive. And so what you have is people couldn't afford them then, and now they can't get them. And so the people that can afford them and that want to collect all the modulars, like these right here, we keep a lot of those in the boxes for the future, for investment. Because once we have a couple, like I have a couple pet shops. I know once the pet shop goes out of, it was discontinued, it's going to go up in value. It's probably going to double in value within a year or two. That's typically what happens with the modulars, because not a lot of people have them, and a lot of people, because they were more expensive and they're not they're not super popular. They mostly are for the adult fans. And every year you add probably hundreds of thousands of new AFOLs that are added each year, and they typically have a lot more money to spend. And so they're like, oh, Lego made this years ago? Well, I want it, and I don't care what I have to pay. And so they'll pay $500, $600 for something that you could have got for $150, $200 just 3 or 4 years ago. So modulars are good, Lego Star Wars is good, Lego Superheroes are good. Anything beyond that, I think, is pretty risky, unless it's like a castle. Anything licensed is usually pretty safe. Lego Lord of the Rings is probably going to be a good investment, but I would just say, so far, Lego Star Wars performs the absolute best. And Superheroes does good too. The Lego Batman stuff that came out like in 06, 07, the old Spider-Man stuff, that stuff goes up in value very, very well. Even the old Harry Potter stuff. So you see there's a theme there, and it's licensed stuff. The unlicensed stuff, I wouldn't recommend it. There's so many licensed things out there that are much safer that we don't even mess with unlicensed stuff. So I'm not stocking up on Lego Ninjago. Now you can get those, and some of them may go up in value, but it's just not as safe. Like I know the Lightning Dragon, I was looking that up the other day because we use brickpicker.com. That's where we keep track of our portfolio. And I was looking at the Lightning Dragon, and that thing has like doubled or tripled in price since it's been discontinued. But I think that's basically because you have a big Ninjago craze going right now. As soon as Ninjago kind of phases out within a few years, I think those values are going to go down. That's just my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. So if you want to take that risk, that's fine. But the safest stuff is typically the licensed themes. Pirates of the Caribbean, that stuff could also do pretty well. But it also kind of depends on how long whatever the license is sticks around. So if you take Prince of Persia, that's a licensed theme. But that movie wasn't that popular. So I don't think once that goes out and is discontinued, I don't think those licensed sets are going to do that well. because the movies didn't do that well, and they didn't do that well in stores from what I've heard. If they do well, it will be that set with the ostriches, and people will be buying them just for the ostrich. So you also have that. You have to kind of look at the uniqueness of each set. But at the end of the day, the safest ones are going to be your Star Wars and are going to be your superhero ones. Those are the absolute safest, and those are where we usually buy 95% of our stuff. Another thing to invest in that you can't go wrong, when Lego has those deals where you can only get a figure for a day or two, or even 15-day period, like the TC-14 that came out, the little version of the Incredible Hulk. When that stuff happens, man, you got to take advantage of that, because those go up in value too. And especially those two, because again, they're superhero and they're Star Wars. If it's not that, it may not as much. Because if you look at the Chrome Darth Vader, the Chrome Stormtroopers, the Shadow Trooper, those have all gone up in value very nicely. And you're getting them for free if you spend $75. So you spend that $75 on a set that you're going to keep. Like right now, what I would recommend the most is this set. And I've bought personally about 3 or 4 of them. The Lego Star Wars Hoth Echo base. You need to stock up on that. That would be my #1 recommendation right now, today. Because very soon, it's going to be discontinued. It's also a set that you can only get at the Lego store, and you can only get at Toys R Us. And it was higher priced, it's $100. And if you look at the minifigures in that set, a lot of them are figures that we've never gotten before, and we probably never will get again. So that makes it very, very valuable. That is my favorite, highest recommended set right now, is the Lego Hoth Echo base. Because you get that red droid, and you get Luke in his skibbies and the water tank. Those figures, they're valuable because they're very rare, and they're in a set that's expensive, which makes them more rare. So there you go. Lego Star Wars Kid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hope that helps you.